Call the doctor, because I think Bob Marley's here. We've got a FUT problem because they lost 13-1 to Team Liquid on Lotus. Now, Team Liquid were playing a double sentinel comp with a Waylay, a Deadlock Cypher Waylay comp. Quite strange, but it worked very, very well. So let's take a look at how Team Liquid managed to do this then. We'll start with round number 3, the bonus round, which they managed to win. And actually, they're going to do something that they didn't normally do, which is the Cypher on A. For most of the rounds in the game, it was actually the Deadlock and Waylay starting towards A and throwing a grab net. Sometimes with tail missiles coming down in here as well. That's normally how we saw them play towards A. But in this round, they go for the Cypher setup on A and the Deadlock on C instead. But really, it didn't matter, because you're going to see one of the things that Team Liquid did so well in so many of these rounds was what they do in this one, which is hold the back sight. You'll see in this one that they start to go for kind of this mid, you know, again, like it's a bonus round, right? This looks like a bonus round kind of play, right? Where we're being aggro and B, we're trying to catch maybe a lurker off guard. You know, there is no one there as we can see. But just take a look at this now, right? Because FUT are going to do a full C exec. You can see that looking at the map right now, you'd be like, this is pretty good for FUT, right? They're 5-on-1 essentially towards the Deadlock. But just watch how the Deadlock manages to just create enough delay here between the two stuns. The wall is going to come down here, which just means that it's pretty hard for FUT to actually like take the site, and that gives enough time for these guys to start wrapping around and Nats to come around as well and start flanking on them, and FUT just aren't ready for it.
Needs to make sure he doesn't get caught out. He's just caught by his own utility, actually. So players try to make their way in, a lot of spam. Serial, he needs to try and hold on. A little bit of delay for the rest of Team Liquid to get into position, which they do.
Look at the barrier mesh as well, towards Bend. It's actually cutting off any players moving into position, so the spike is stuck. They're in the crosshairs of Liquid, and one by one they will be toppled. Crack's finally finding some impact, but he's still got 3 more kills left to find to deny this bonus. And so Liquid...
Okay, so FUT start the zigzag at about this point, 118, right? This is when they get first into the site, about 118, 117. But this barrier mesh absolutely destroys them, right? And this is the thing, even though, I mean, literally, it's just Serial here with a ghost, right? Obviously, FUT don't fully know that, but it is just Serial here with a ghost on his own. And even though he dies, still the delay that he dies pretty early in this, right? Still the delay that's able to cause and the door opening, and FUT don't know what to do, right? They really are stuck in this moment. Do we fight this? Do we try and scale up? But there's this wall here. We don't know what's going on back here. They're just stuck. They get completely bogged down and stuck, and they're not ready for the kind of second flank of this either. With this Omen, as you can see, Atta Captain is a completely free kill just there. They're just completely lost, right? And until this point, Cracks gets into a 1v4. They're still just stuck here. This is an insane amount of delay for a player who's been dead for like 20 seconds, right? And this was some of the beauty of what Team Liquid were doing. Okay, let's skip ahead now to round number 6. And in this one, we're going to see a more typical A-hold here from Team Liquid. You can see the Waylay, Omen, and Deadlock here out towards A early. And you're going to see an early grab net down here as well, kind of stopping any early aggro. And then we're going to slap on some of these sonic sensors. And this is, again, commonly what they did. You see we actually end up with 2 sonic sensors here early, and then the Deadlock wall as well, right? Then we reclaim one of those sensors instead. But, I mean, FUT, basically, this is what was happening a lot, right? Is you don't want to run into this grab net, right? You really don't want to run into that grab net early on in the round. What's even worse is the grab net goes through the wall, right? So even if you're kind of close to the wall here, you still get caught by the grab net. But then you end up with like a wall in your face or sonic sensors, and they're coming down at different timings, and FUT just didn't know what to do with it, right? You see Atta Captain just staring at it here, and yeah, he could maybe TP past it or whatever, but like, are you really going to take that risk because you can only do it from this tiny little gap here? Probably not. And look at the map right now, right? Like, Team Liquid have just completely left A. They got 4 players on B waiting for this B hit. Now, as we could see, FUT are actually about to go towards the C site. And in fact, they're going to use 2 pretty big ults here, and yet no player manages to actually kind of touch the part of the site where you can actually plant.
There are 4 Liquid bodies on B, but they can't support Nats, and so he has to give the site up.
Spike a little bit delayed getting on towards this site. Could still be a fake, but yet she's just walked straight in towards a kill trap. And now the Nightfall invested, doubling down right now.
I mean, look at the disconnect. Mr. Fallen's not even on the scene just yet.
Well, we're even going to get an annihilation in. Liquid, spot on with the ultimates, spot on with the kills. Everything looks good. It looks great for a round 5 for Team Liquid.
So yeah, this is multiple things coming together here for Team Liquid. One, the fact that obviously they've already got 4 players pretty close by, right? These guys aren't having to travel all the way across the map. And, you know, this wall is just there. But surviving both Breach and Fatal here, and again, no one from FUT touches the site. Now, you could say if you were FUT, like, this is partly on Zeus, that he should be trying to scale up here, that he shouldn't be, you know, worried about what's going on over here, you know, let his teammates kind of deal with that. He should be trying to follow up on anyone who got Breach ulted. That is fair. Maybe this is a mistake by Zeus, but still, the fact that, you know, just these 2 Cypher cages, you know it's Nats, so, like, you're very wary about it all. We then get a kill from the trip. Liquid are now like flooding in, right? So we're fully getting onto the backside. And this is what I mean, right? Like, just in terms of like holding the backside, Liquid did an incredible job, right? Of just not letting FUT take the entire site. Even when they have 2 big ults against them, they're still not letting them do it. It was really, really impressive by Team Liquid, playing as a team, flooding in as a team, fighting as a team, and ultimately winning this round. And then we can come to the very next round, which is off a FUT timeout. And this time, again, they are going to lose this control here, you know, initially to kind of, you know, the gravnet coming down here and the missiles you can see just there from the tail, right? So, you know, again, Team Liquid get that control. They put the Deadlock wall up. Clearly, off the timeout, FUT were like, yeah, we need to actually destroy that wall. But look, just because you're playing double sentinel, it doesn't mean we're being passive. Look at what we're doing out towards C. This time we got the one way out here. We're playing aggressive. We're looking here for a trap on this guy, right? So we Deadlock wall this, and we're actually, again, walking in, looking to pinch on this, looking to get aggressive as a team. It's nice by Liquid. Again, now this time it's not going to quite work out for them when they go for this kind of aggressive play to try and find the Cypher. The wall does get destroyed, so they do have to, you know, care about that a little bit. You see Yetterjay, you know, start to make some noises out here, and eventually we're going to get these 2 trying to kind of pinch on him. It doesn't quite work. You see the drone starts to come out. It sees where he is. They now go for it, right? So we now open the door. We try and hit the flash. Fortunately, Yetterjay's just able to get out of that. But what FUT are now going to do is they're going to finally try and take in towards this A space. But again, you still got the sonic sensor here, which does tell you that that happens, right? So they get the alert that, okay, that has actually happened. And now I want you to take a look at what happens as well, because instantly here, we get the reposition. And this is the thing, right? Serial's Deadlock. So look, when they come out here, he has this sonic sensor here, but he decides, well, that's probably not doing too much. So I'm going to put it here instead. He's repositioning his sonic sensors based on kind of the round that they're in, right? Initially, perhaps he was more worried when this wall was up and whatever of them doing this. But now that they've taken this A space, them coming this way is much more of a threat, right? So now he repositions the sensor, and this sensor is going to win them this round, as you'll see now.
Already put on, and now players out in grass. There is a potential for a B split here, so Serial left alone in another isolated position could very quickly come under fire if he's not supported by a Liquid reaction.
Down allows the cross towards Hobbit. There is a sound sensor to work with, and it will activate, buying some time. Camo's come straight in, finding 3. The players in B main tried to escape, but they only escape into the forever box.
Now, Camo probably had the best game he has ever played, certainly for Liquid at least, and he was really frying in this game, and he makes a great decision here as well. But again, look at the map, right? Again, because of this double sentinel, we got the camera out here, it's not seeing anything. We got 4 players over here in the right part of the map, right? Again, so we're always in the right spot if we're Team Liquid, and we're able to make plays like this, right? We're feeling it. We understand where we are in the game. We understand what's happening. It's a good recognition of what, you know, FUT are trying to do here from Camo, coming right behind them, right? So he's straight away thinking, I'm going to get behind them here. The sonic sensor goes off, and I love that he throws a saturate here as well. Gets the 3rd one, makes sure that the stun, you know, by that time maybe it had gone. So he throws the saturate, and Liquid absolutely destroy them again. And then finally, let's finish here with round number 9. And in this one, you're going to see the patience that Team Liquid have. So again, we've got the Gravnet out here early. We're actually playing pretty passive in towards A. Right, this time we actually aren't fighting this too heavy because we've got this trap play set up on C instead. Right, so you see here that we've got 3 players over towards the C site. We got the Waylay because we've got the Waylay ult. Right, so you've got the Waylay ult here. So we're just waiting essentially to go and, you know, get contact off this camera. Waylay ult out here, in we go, right? Double dash, double, you know, TP in with the Omen, all that kind of stuff, and really get in there deep. But, I mean, they're going to sit here for a long time, right? FUT going to take their time kind of exploring towards A. They haven't really had this kind of space for free you know, so much in this game. That hasn't really happened for them, right? They start tapping the door. They start, you know, sending smokes out towards A. These guys are unmoved. They just trust their teammates. Probably in part because, you know, they're thinking, well, we can just play retake with this ult as well, right? Wherever they go, you know, if they come in towards B, which is pretty free as we can see, well, we'll just hold the site and we'll be fine. Or if, you know, they do manage to come in towards A, we trust our teammates and we trust, you know, that we could then retake with the ult again. So they feel absolutely fine to just kind of chill here. The drone comes out, starts to see what FUT are doing. And again, this looks like an exec, right? But now we just throw down the deadlock wall and tree just here. It doesn't get destroyed. So now we can just double focus in towards here. Again, if they come to B, that's fine. We got the Waylay ult. We're not worried about that. And so they're just chilling. And now we're going to spring the trap. Now, to be honest, I think Team Liquid get a little bit unfortunate here. Because Mr. Fallen just shows a tiny bit of leg there. But he shows that leg just before these guys are about to get there. So they are going to go for this Waylay ult. And it will, I think, hit both of these players. But it won't quite hit everyone of FUT. And some of them will manage to escape before they get there. But even with that said, Team Liquid still do a very good job of destroying them.
As that cam hits a player, they're going to pull the pin.
Well, here it is, thrown straight into the mix, and Yetishi has no way of escaping. Does FUT. The three players looking to re-engage, and still, though, look at this. Team Liquid out cleanly, and they're 2 to the good.
And yeah, so that ult doesn't quite hit everyone, but just the details of it are very good by Liquid as well, right? So we send the ult out. We're going to TP across with the Omen just there. So Kiko is now TP'd across. We get the free one on Yetishi, who really had, you know, no hope. He was always probably going to die. And then it didn't quite hit everyone, right? So we are in just some straight aim duels here. But I love this as well, that we're able to then, as the, you know, FUT start coming back, Camo was able to get a kill, TP out. You know, we also get the TP out from the Omen. And then it's not over there. This is probably the best Waylay round we've seen so far, to be honest, of any game. Because you're going to see FUT then are going to pivot towards B and they're going to get the spike down. But just now, again, watch how Camo is going to use this Waylay. It's really quite cool. And as you can see from some of these rounds, Team Liquid did an excellent job.
Walking into an empty site, Liquid happy to give this one away, play with the numbers, and trade effectively. FUT need to take space if they want to give themselves any chance at recovering this.
Perhaps get one back in their favour.
You can't play on the site.
There's loads of players that are elsewhere, isolated. Camo, though, isolates one onto Mr. Fallen and gets another onto...